come here. Look. They're real and they're spectacular. Hello again. Well, we got 2 big boxes in and have the process. Here are the post-it notes with the best estimates of grades. Mike went through already, opened the first box up and blindly covered up each one of the numbers with a post-it note so we don't know what they are. So let's see where these are. This is a lot of hunting, a lot of processing, and then waiting for CGC to get back. But what tier is this one?
This is the economy tier, so these books are in that $200 to $400 price range. This is my favorite submission tier, by the way, because with the standard tier, which is $400 and over, you get a lot of books that maybe are mid-grade, not much nicer. The modern tier, you get a lot of super high-grade 9.6, 9.8s. Yep. This is just a big box of surprise because you can get something that's that $200, you think maybe it's a 7.0, comes back as a 9.2. It's now worth $1,000. So this is great.
You ready?
Yep. So this is going to be a two-parter here, right?
Two-parter. We're going to go for it all. You all kind of came through and said, yeah, go ahead and do a long one.
We're going to melt your faces off. Yep. 2 boxes of economy. Okay, let's see. First one up.
Spider-Man.
Cover up the grade here. Do you want these with bags or without?
Let's go without.
Okay, we'll do without. Keep that for the end.
All right, this is a beauty. Spider-Man number 26. The guesstimate is an 8.0. Let's get nice and close.
And oh, it's a 7. Not starting out well. Okay, let's see.
It's got a beautiful date stamp on it.
I'll have to check the grader's notes on that one.
Might be something internal because the cover sure looks like an 8.0.
Okay, let's see if we can do better.
This is a cover everyone loves.
Hold on to that one. If you want to show it, actually, you can.
You got 2 of them?
Something like that.
Well, one is the other one. One is the 6.5, one is the 7.0. Here, you want to do this one?
Wait, just one more second. Because we have
3?
3, yes.
Let's start with the low one. So this one's, you think is a 6.5?
Yes. Oh, 7.0.
That's great.
We're making up for that first miss.
Pretty book. It's nice when you see this book that has that deep of reds in it still, because you always lose red first in sunlight. This one is a 7.0. The only really bad defect is it has a little dark spot right there. So let's see how you did on this one.
Oh, wow. A nice 8. Oh, love the 8s.
That's really nice.
That's one of those ones, like I said, you get these books that you hope are higher grade in this tier, and they turn out to be higher grade.
Now this one's another one that you thought was a 7.
Yeah.
I think you're dead on this one.
Okay, let's see. 7.7. Oh, 7.5. Yes. All right.
And really, the only major defect you can see on the cover is a little bit of color loss down on that bottom corner, and a little rounding on the top right. All 3 of these are nicely centered books, which is great.
I feel better. Kind of redeemed after that first miss there.
My guess is when you look at the grader's notes, there's going to be some kind of internal.
Absolutely. There's something with a flaw that I missed.
Number 43. Kind of a cool looking cover. I think of the Rhino covers, this one's cooler than 41.
Oh, that's his second appearance, right?
I think so.
His second appearance.
Yeah. I don't think he's in 42, so.
What a fantastic character in that movie.
Oh, yeah. 8.0.
8.0, and it's a perfect 8.0.
Yeah, it's a beauty of a book. Great colors.
Nice solid book.
And really sharp corners. Just a little bit of wear on the spines, probably the only thing that kept this book down. No wear on the staples at all. Nice shiny staples, actually. All you CGC junkies getting enough?
So here's one of your favorites. Hold that book for just a minute because
Six Arms Spidey's awesome.
it has a companion.
Now, if you look though, look at the wrap on this. Look how badly the angle is on this. Look how wide the white is here, and then as you go, it gets narrower at the top. And you can see that that translates through on the front cover to where the G is occluded a little bit at the top. It got chopped.
You know what that miswrap means? It's a 1-point grade bump.
Yeah, they don't care. Obviously, they don't care. I do, but not everyone
And
does.
here's the companion. I think both of those I thought were a 7-0. Yeah, they're both 7-0s.
I think this one's going to be a 7.5, and I think you're going to get an 8.0 on this.
8-0. I'm hoping for an 8. I want to have an 8. And I got these before the movie announcement came out too, which is a big bonus. 7.5. Great. That's a 0.5 bump over what I thought it was.
This is going to be a nice juicy 8.0.
That's 8. Oh, 8-0, man. Got to work for CGC. That's good. That was a 1-point
That's a beautiful book.
improvement from what I thought it was. Okay, we're going to take a
Little DC detour.
change and we're going to go into DC territory here. So what we've got...
I'm not a big fan of this Detective Comics logo, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't care for it much. The original, especially the Golden Age one, is great.
Yeah. It's just that big one that kind of just takes over the whole cover. I'm not a big fan of it. So this one's 411, and he has 2 of these.
And you know the significance of that book.
It's the first appearance of Ra's al Ghul's guys, right?
It's first appearance of his daughter,
Talia?
Talia.
I thought that was the one where he was in the tree.
No, that's the League of Assassins. That's number 405. That's our nerd knowledge. So
See, now this one to me,
got 3 of them.
you have some sun shadow on it.
Yes.
And that just means that over time that the oxygen was able to get to this and oxidize the edges of this book. So this book was probably in a stack, and it looks like that much of it was hanging out.
Very common for this book. You're right. I don't know why, but a lot of these have. And I think one of these, now I may have gotten the wrong order, but this one here, I have my notes that this had 10 pages. So one of these actually was really nice, flawless pretty much. And it might be this copy, so maybe I got the right one. Okay, this could be it. But I thought it was
This
lower
one's
grade.
a 7.0. Let's see what... 8.0. Nice. And this one has off-white pages. This one also is a 7.
Oh, another 8.
And this one has off-white to white pages. So this one's a little bit nicer. And I would say that that matches what I see on the back. And then this is the one you think probably has cream to off-white.
Yeah, it's a flawless book. I mean, if you see any defects, let me know. But it was really nice structurally.
It really is. Look at the corners.
Tanning on the inside pages. And they don't like that tanning.
No, they don't.
So I called it an 8.
The only thing they like less than tanning, I think, is water mix.
Yeah.
They don't like water staining.
Another 8.
Well, that's great. So
3 8s.
if I could choose,
Woo, that was close.
glove save. I would take the one that has the off-white to white pages.
Well, of course.
Now this one does have the Newton effect too, a little bit, where the inner well gets squished up against the plastic, so it almost looks like if you see gasoline on pavement on a hot summer day, and that sometimes lessens over time. Sometimes it gets worse. So I've had books where it's disappeared over time.
And I were to bet, if I were to look at the grading notes on that last one right there, it's got a near mint appearance. I mean, there's no creases, no flaws. It just has tanning pages. That's why they knocked off that probably a 9.2 I would give it if it wasn't for the inside tanning.
Yeah.
A good 1.5.
Because it's super tight staples, shiny staples.
Yeah.
It's just that oxygen got to it.
And I've learned the painful way. It gets expensive when you make those mistakes.
You always wonder when I see these too, what part of the country are these in?
True. Yep. Could be like from Alaska or somewhere down south.
Down south, somewhere in Arizona. You know, where is the best place? Because you think one place is dry, you know, is that bad? But then you think of the heat, you know, or down south where it's super humid.
Yeah.
You know, which is the worst. Here we go. This is the one I got from those two brothers in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. There were a couple of collectors that came up to a show locally. They were just blowing out comics, and they had a great selection of pretty much new stuff that never been to market. So we kind of went through the boxes, got some nice buys, and You were on a buying spree. Actually, I think you outshone the master. You spent more money that day than I did.
Yeah, that's right. I think the same place where I got the Iron Man #1.
Yeah.
And a couple other books.
You got Iron Man #1. One of those Spider-Man 31s I bought from those guys. Had some jelly on the front cover. So
we both think this is a 4.5. It depends on how harshly. There's some chipping on the edge here where some color came off of it. So we'll see how.
And I gave it my special treatment.
Yeah, Mike did a great job on this one.
Oh,
perfect. 5-0. That's great.
And did you mention the significance of that book?
It is the first appearance of the Super Skrull. And I just picked up another one of these recently in the last Syracuse trip Mike and I took last Tuesday. So, and it's actually in nicer shape than this.
Yeah.
Much deeper colors. That's a great cover, though.
And if you're paying attention, there's a appearance in the new Miss Marvel movie of
the Super Skrull.
The Super Skrull.
I never realized it, but I looked into more that he was kind of always ostracized by the Skrulls because he was in a kind of like a mutant to them. So.
Yeah, he was an outcast in several ways.
Yep. The only human I like, Lockjaw. So this is number 46. Mike is giving it a 7.0. He's got 2 of them. This one is 7.5, huh?
Always have a backup.
Always have an escape. Wow, they're really close.
Yeah, I kind of missed the boat on this one.
This one is a little wider, I would say. So we'll see how.
Back when that Fantastic Inhuman show was on the cusp, I was buying a few of these. So
7.5.
Ooh, okay.
Perfect.
A little bit higher. Half a point higher.
Karnak's face on this always looks like somebody left a plunger in the toilet and he sat down. We ready? 7.5?
7.5.
8.0.
Oh, 8.0. Yeah.
And again, Newton effect on it.
Excellent.
It's funny to me how the exact same book. Too. Oh, here's topical book. Fantastic Four 52. I think you've had probably a dozen of these.
Probably, yeah. It's crazy.
You were way ahead of this. So
take a look at that cover. What do you see?
So the first thing I notice is the subscription crease down the center, and the total color break on it. And for those of you that don't know what that is, in some areas of the country, they used to take your book and they would fold it in half, put it in an envelope, and that's how you get it in the mail. Up here, in upstate New York, where we're from, we got ours in a brown, like an old grocery bag label, and it was flat. So we didn't expect, it was like it was a grocery bag paper basically. Yeah. But it was open at each end, so your book would get banged up a little bit. But we didn't suffer from these subscription creases. This one's really bad though.
If you were lucky, they didn't glue that to the cover. Sometimes when they actually wrapped the paper and glued it as
I do have one like that.
It did get glued to your comics sometimes.
It's got great colors though. That's a shame. So Mike says 3.5. I think they're going to give you a 4.0 on this.
Maybe. I mean, the best, it broke the colors, so at best you usually get a 5.0 on these subscription release copies.
4.5, that's great. So here's the question.
Wow. Point better than I thought.
If you look at that, can you live with that? Does that bother you? It's a 4.5, or would you rather have one maybe that had a little bit jacked up corner and it's a 4.5 without that crease? So
this was a reverse comic. This was a reverse comic show copy. I went to a local show and there was people mobbing this dealer, and all the good deals were gone within minutes. But he had a sale at his shop, 20% off. So I thought, I'm going to go across the street. Nobody was there, and see what he's got. And I pulled actually 2 other books in this box out of his shop, and nobody was fighting for them. And I got a fantastic deal on these books.
Oh.
Going back to our Spider-Man.
This is a bronze book.
So,
122, Spider-Man 122.
Pretty nice, solid copy. I called it an 8.0.
Real nice.
Some guy made some cameo in this book. I'm not quite sure. I can't recall who it was, but there's a clue on the cover.
Really nice. White on the back. I think you're going to at least get an 8.0, maybe an 8.5.
I hope so. 8.5.
8.5, look at that.
That's great.
That is really great. Ugh. The book that changed everything. No, actually 121. But This is one of my favorite books here, Avengers 57. This book is super hard to get in high grade. This is really nice.
Yeah, this book is so hard to get. I've got 2 copies.
Well, you can get it just in this higher grade. That black cover, and to get one that someone wasn't tempted back in the day before, you know, anyone perceived that we would ever be slabbing books 30 years later.
Yeah.
They would just touch up the color, you know, a little bit here.
And in this tier too, I mean, if you have a nice high grade copy, you should bump it up to the standard tier.
Now you say this is a 6.0. I think you're going to get a 7.0 on this. I think this book is gorgeous.
Yeah, that one I called a 6. This one I called a 7.
So
let's hope for better.
Look at
oh
that.
my God!
It's really nice.
Wait, hold on. I think he spilled some like beer on this when he was drinking on the job.
Look how red that is.
Wow. You know what it is? I think it's just the solid black. That's a nice looking spine, but
perfect centering. And I know that doesn't necessarily come into it, but you can't help but notice how perfectly centered that is, how the wrap is perfect, how square the edges are. Definitely, Nato. That's awesome.
We can just like toss this one in the trash then. I don't care now. I got 1/8 that makes up for
this
2
one's
books.
color is a little bit more muted. I would say this probably got faded a little bit.
I might have gotten those grades backwards. This one I thought was a little bit higher, but I didn't look at the 2 books together.
Yeah.
So 7.0 on this book.
I would say 7.0 because these staples are a little bit jacked up.
Yeah.
We'll see. 7.0 probably.
Ooh!
6.5.
So that book was probably, so I got my tabs wrong.
Yeah.
That book was the other one. So
well, you were doing it with
I got them reversed.
blindly.
So what did I call that last copy? 6.0.
Yeah, 6.0.
Yeah, okay, so that was 6.0. I got a 6.5, which is good.
And the one you thought was a 7.0
was an 8.
was an 8.
Okay, I feel better.
You feel better? You should still feel fine though, because if you make an error and it's to the better, then that's.
I got to call up Harshan Patel and his grading guys and tell them that they're wrong. But emergency averted.
This book is another DC Batman book.
Okay, so explain the label on that one if you don't know what this means.
All right, it's qualified. So that means there is something about this book that keeps it from getting a blue label, like a cutout coupon or something like that.
Yeah, one major defect. So appearance-wise, it has the same grade as a blue label, but there's one major flaw that they want to note, and they put.
Boy, it's too bad. It's a really nice book. You got color breaking on this corner, a little bit of rubbing on this staple. Back cover though is real nice.
Can I see this copy? Let me take a look at that. Yeah, this might be the one. Actually, I got these tags backwards here.
So this one here, you're calling a 5.5. I think it's all of that.
Yeah, this one looked like a 6.0. And then I have, if 2 is not enough.
Ready? 5.5? 4.5.
4.5.
Look at that stain in the corner.
Oh, yeah, there's water staining.
There's a water stain in that corner.
Ah.
So, looks like someone got iced tea on it. Okay, now this is the qualified 6.0. So grader's notes would be interesting to see too why I got that. Got a 5. Coupon cut out, last page. Does not affect story. Incomplete. So.
Okay, so I think I got
Green
these.
label.
I think I got my tags mixed up again.
Okay.
Because that one's the best one, but it's not the correct tag. So I think we have to reorder those.
So this looks like a 7.0 to me. You ready?
I called it something less. 7.0. And that was the other book that I got at that shop, that local show where I went across the street. I bought that and the Fantastic Four 52 with no competition. The prices were great. Got a good discount. It was, an anti-comic show. Yeah, I think I got those 3 tags mixed up because that's the nicest of the copies. That should have had the 6.0, I think.
Look at that. For $1.49, you could have got that Batman toy. What a deal.
I know a guy that has those.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, we're getting down to the last few here.
There's a couple laying on the table you guys are going to be excited about.
Let's do that one next.
Which one? This one?
Yep. One of those minor Grail books. Black
Detective
cover.
227.
Look at that.
Black cover, really nice white back. A little bit of blunting on the corners. You have a little bit of color break on the bottom corner here. Not terrible though. This is a beautiful book.
Black cover, yeah.
Mike's calling it a 6.0.
They don't fare too well, but
I think you're gonna get 6.5.
let's see what we got. Boom, 6.0.
Dead on.
Yeah. Yep, that
cover.
that cover is tough. It's got a lot of little minute flaws, and that black is a challenging cover.
It's beauty though, isn't it? It's classic cover. Raish. And you have a couple of these.
So yet again,
if one's good, two's better.
This was one of those books that I got at that anti-comic show. Went across the street, saw this.
I know the shop he's talking about too. I visited it a few times. The guy's very curmudgeon-y. He treats his older books like a museum almost.
Yeah.
You almost get the feeling he doesn't want to sell them.
Which one do you think is the better of those two?
What's funny is when you look quick, one looks better than the other.
Oh, I know. This one over here. I think I got the tags backwards. So that one should be, I think I called that one a 5.5. Yeah, just flip.
This is definitely the nicer of the two.
Even with that corner crease down there?
Yeah, I still...
Yeah. Okay, we'll see. Boom.
Wow,
So I call that a 5.5 and it was a 5.0.
They really beat this one up.
It's got a huge corner crease down here. There's multiple corner creases in the
Oh,
book.
I see it now.
Yep. Okay, I was over by half a point.
But the back is a lot wider. Oh, wow.
Yep.
So this one should be closer to a 7 then.
Yes. 7.5. I called it a 7.5. Okay, spot on.
Them. You just got your labels mixed up.
Yep. Okay.
What do we got? Oh, this is another tough book, Spider-Man 50. That red cover, really, really tough. I've seen hundreds of these, and they're always jacked up, and seldom do they look this nice.
Little less than like a fine, I would say.
Awesome date stamp.
5.0.
Look at that date stamp. That's awesome.
Is it my birthday?
No. Is this a birthday yearbook for you?
No. No. But I remember this. That jelly book I gave you, that's my birthday on the back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's my birthday on the back. Not the year, but the actual month and day.
My 10-0? My
yeah,
10 min?
yeah, you're 10-0.
All right, Mike says 5.0. I think it's at least that. I could see a 5.5 on this one.
I'm hoping you're right. 6.5. Wow.
It is a beauty, though. Look how deep the red is.
That's a win.
A lot of times you can't see the gradient of color either. This all kind of looks like a similar red color, but the Spider-Man costume is much, much deeper red. Beautiful book.
Oh, last one.
First appearance of Kingpin, if you're into that thing. This is a great Barry Windsor Smith cover, or I think he just went by Barry Windsor back then, or Barry Smith back then.
So this one, actually, this was a cracked case. I had a case that I just resubmitted the book. It was CGC 9.6. You know, gave it a little TLC before I sent it in, so it may be a little bit better, but maybe not. We'll see.
Here we go.
94! Oh! It must have been around the very, very edge, but it was one of those cases that was broken, so I sent it back in to have it
I'd be interested, though, where the breakage happened, if that caused any trouble to the book.
It was just the top part. It was cracked. It's cheaper to send them in as a group of books when you have other books to send in because the shipping costs.
So if you look at this one here, there's a lot of waffling at the top.
Yeah.
You see that? I wonder if that happened when it was cracked.
Maybe. And it was an old case. It was one of the first generation cases.
I love these new cases. They're so much nicer.
That's why I sent it back. I wanted a new case on it, basically.
My Avengers 4 that I got is that it's not old and it's not the newer ones. It's those ones that they had in the middle where the writing was kind of small.
Right.
It doesn't fit nice. These are just so much better construction on these. What I didn't like about some of the older ones is the inner well clip on the back.
Yeah.
How it would really occlude the back of the book. These are beautiful though now. Great book. You can't complain about a 9.4. It's a beauty of a cover. All right, is that the end of the first box?
Whew, yeah, it is.
All right.
Okay.
Go take a bathroom break. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Shotgun a beer.
And we're back with part 2 of the unboxing. That was for you, Alan.
And part 2 is better than part 1.
All right, let's see.
Let's hope.
Let's hope.
Okay, let's dig right into these boxes here. And the first ones we have...
I should film you when you're doing this because it's really funny. It's like watching somebody that's trying to develop film. Do you remember those little boxes if you ever took a photography class and you had to stick your hands in there and get the film out of it so it didn't get exposed?
Yeah.
That's essentially what he does. He's reaching inside the box with Post-it notes.
And
this is a cool cover.
Tossing these bags away.
Off go the panties.
So this was a CGC book. This one had another case with a crack in it, so I just sent this in for the new case.
Flash 175 is one of the races of Superman and the Flash. So this one should be a 9.0.
Yep, it was a CGC 9.0. Good. It didn't change at all.
Didn't change at all.
Got a fresh new case on that book.
It's pretty. Really, really nice looking book. These Silver Age books, I know they're not much bigger, but they just seem so much more substantial.
Yeah.
And the comics code stamp is like twice the size on them. Really cool. That's a good way to start off. Here's another Flash Superman race for those of you that love these. When I was little, these intrigued me.
Yeah.
Sorry about
this. This is actually the first race. That 175 was the second, I believe. Mm-hmm. So
this has a possibility of a 7.
7.
Right on. Look at that kid advertising a machine gun in the back.
It's very PC.
Yeah, very PC back then. That's what we all had. And then this one is another 7. Maybe higher.
What do you think? Did I grade it correctly?
I think you did. This one's a 7.
Oh, we're both wrong.
Really?
An 8.
I'm shocked because, well, you know what it is? It's just the way I look at
your failing vision?
No, it's that it's a horrible miswrap. So, but I know miswraps don't count.
They don't count.
But it still bothers me. But the big thing is there's a color breaking fold down in that corner, and it's at least a 1/4 of an inch.
So, if you guys know anything about, which I have a 3rd copy, anything about this book, this is a pretty sought after book. The black cover makes it very hard to get in high grade. I've never seen an 8.0 before at any show. I've heard of rumors of some around, but this one is actually, I think, a little bit better. I call this one a 7.5 if I have my little tags ordered properly.
I think it's because when you got this, you just read it. You know, this isn't a book.
Yeah,
you just
that black cover. Plus, it was a very popular book.
Kids with sticky fingers after eating Hostess fruit pies.
8.5. Wow. My God, I got an 8.0. And is that a white cube?
It's off-white.
Okay.
It's a beautiful book.
That's a crazy hard book to find.
I'd say the only flaws I can see is a little bit of color breaking near the upper staple, but other than that, it's dead on.
Okay, we're off to
Look how white the back
amazing start.
Brat. Now this is the book I've been looking to get, but I don't want to pay stupid price, so.
Well, this could be priced right just for you.
Yeah.
A not so stupid price.
It's just a gorgeous cover.
This I think I call the 3.0. It's got a lot of wear. It's showing its age.
Mm-hmm. It's got some staple indents.
Very tan. I mean, the back cover.
House of Secrets. Oh, by the way, 92.
Back cover's kind of splotchy.
First appearance of that guy. Yeah, the back cover, I can see it. But it's not sun shadowed, it's even.
Yeah, it's just age. But if it's a 7.0, I'll sell it to you for $3,000.
Oh.
Bargain price.
You said 3.0, huh?
Yeah. Tough to call with all that tanning, but I'm going to say it's a pretty low grade.
3.5.
Okay, let's go for it.
3.0.
3.0.
I'll tell you what.
That's a hole-in-one right there.
It's a pretty 3.0.
Yeah, it is. Very nice. Just a bunch of
the major flaw in the front cover, I'd say, is that rubbing there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got some staple wear. But the back is, it is what it is. This book doesn't bother me.
If you can't afford the nosebleed prices of even the mid-grade copies, it's
even
pretty affordable.
Even a 5.0 is getting up there.
And like I said, this is the.
It's a bronze book too. That's the thing to remember.
Yeah.
It's not like it's even a late silver. It's a firmly in the bronze
Yeah.
era.
And this is the economy tier, so it's not like I can put a 8.5 or a 9.0 copy in
Slip
this
one
tier
past them.
and get past the grading guys. So this is in that $200 to $400 price range.
It's a cool book.
Another relevant to a recent movie book, which is gaining popularity.
Journey into Mystery 112.
Love that cover.
Battle of Thor and the Hulk.
They're both kind of short in that cover.
Yeah.
I guess people weren't tall back in the 60s.
The Hulk. Hulk looks so monstrous the way that Kirby used to draw him.
Yeah.
Look at his head there. Just
Frankenstein style.
yeah, very
definitely.
very very Frankensteinish in style. Anyway, Mike thought it was a 7.5. I think you're dead on.
Okay, let's hope so. Oh no, it's off by
down.
half a point.
I wonder why.
That was
Really
a bad
white.
day. They must have sobered up when they were grading that book, so that's why I got a 7 and not a 7.5.
There is some shadowing and some spotting on the back. That's
Yeah.
probably what they roughed it
Yeah,
up for.
could be. Yeah, there's a little sun shadow on the top back edge there.
There's a little bit of color discoloration too. It's a great
It's
book.
still a nice book,
I would
7.0.
want it.
Do you know
Another
the significance of this book?
tough Black Canary, right?
Yeah, that is the first appearance of Dinah Lance as Black Canary.
She really messed up their uniforms. Look at that. So this is a 6.5. I think you're going to get all of that.
I like your wishful thinking.
I think you're going to get a 7.5.
Okay, let's hope so. Oh my God, you must have cheated.
No, it's just that this cover is predominantly black, and then where it's not black, it's purple. And this one's dead on. You have one minor flaw in the bottom right. Other than that, this book would have been a 9.2.
Wow, okay, that's fantastic.
Good for you.
Definitely hard to find a book with that black cover.
Mm.
This is one of the Lake Effect books.
Yep, I remember this.
So I got this one out of the Lake Effect. It's Marble Spotlight number 5.
Really nice.
It's the Michael Jackson cover. Or, I mean, the Ghost Rider cover.
Too soon?
Yeah.
No.
I called it a 6. 4 or 5. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
That one requires checking out the grading notes.
Yeah.
That's
There's
a miss.
There's hidden damage.
That is a big miss. Wow. Structurally, it looks fantastic.
I was going to say this might have been a 7.0, so there must be something internally wrong with it that you can't tell.
Usually what happens is there's a stain. There's usually a stain on some page. There is nothing else wrong with that book really to call it that. But that one's going to have to do some homework on that one. Okay, so this one...
This is sadness.
I'm going to sell this one to Patrick right here. Hot on the heels of being off by 1.5 points on that Spotlight number 5.
That stinks the way that worked out. So it's Silver Surfer number 1. Purple label.
Purple label, so there's a little bit of
And we don't mean to harp
touch.
on it. There's some people out there that don't mind them.
Yeah.
It's weird. The older I get, the less I like them.
The question is it professional or amateur color touch? We'll find out in just a moment. So I think it's a 7. No, it's 6.
6.
Yeah, I think it's a 6.
I think you're right, because there's in these square bounds a lot of time when people would fold back the cover to read them, you end up getting a color break about 1/4 of an inch in. And this one has a little bit of that, but not much. Anyway, 5.5.
5.5, so pretty
And
close to the grade. So what does it say?
B1.
A B1?
Yeah, so that means someone with a Sharpie.
Yeah.
A1's what you want.
Yep.
If you get A1, that means it was done with acrylic and semi-professional.
Yep.
If you can call it professional or not.
Easily removable.
Yeah, that you can scrape off. That Sharpie's harder, so what that probably mean is they did it and they put a piece of paper underneath when they did it so it didn't bleed through to the first page.
Quite possibly.
Yeah. This is a neat book. This isn't one
So-
you see that often.
No.
It's,
No. That.
Mystery in Space, and it is number 62 with Adam Strange on the cover.
Just a cool book. It was nice grade. I called it an 8.5 and thought, what the heck? It's an early one.
You could get a 9.0 on this, maybe even a 9.2.
Well,
It's
I'm
really
hoping
nice,
for an
nice
8.5.
book.
7.5. Uh-oh. I'm on a bad roll right now. That's 3. 0 for 3. White
that's
pages,
beautiful.
though?
Yeah, white pages.
White pages. For 1960... Yeah, 1960 book. White pages.
I don't see anything wrong with this book. A slight sun shadow, but there must be something internally stained pages or something. Like
Probably
that.
a stain again. Probably there's a stain somewhere.
Yeah, they don't like staining.
They kept it just under the 8.0 threshold. Okay, let's see if we can recover from those. Okay, this is
a funny cover.
This is an Aquaman collection book. This came from a bunch of books that were all waterlogged, and the first video that we made, we had the Aquaman #1 that came out of that collection. All of these had some little bit of water damage along the bottom of these, so they look great, but the grade, I think, is definitely going to suffer for it.
Showcase 34. That's the second appearance of the Atom?
That's the first appearance of the Atom.
Is it the first?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't read that.
Oh, sorry.
So I can't read. Not much for book learning.
So I'm 4.5, I think, because of the water staining in the bottom of the cover. 5.5, same as the Aquaman #1.
That's great.
They don't care so much about that water staining.
Yeah, but heaven help you if you got,
okay,
Twinkie residue on your fingers.
Okay, we're back.
This is a book everyone's excited about. Probably the second most popular book in the run.
Yeah, after 76, I would say this is up there. It's a good, classic Neil Adams cover.
Oh, Speedy, what are you doing?
Speedy shooting up on the front cover.
Shooting up some horse on the
Go
front
out and play
cover.
with machine guns, kid.
Yeah.
I called it a 9.0. 8.0. That's another bad one. Put that in the reject pile. Again, that one is a nice, sharp-looking book.
Yeah.
White. It's going to require some further examination.
Yeah. Again, it's really nice. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's got to be internal. Oh well. Still a great book. I'm not going to throw it away. I only got an 8.0.
Oh no. An 8.0.
Now I had this book we submitted it, and it had water staining on it that I didn't see when I bought it, and I don't think you noticed it either. You might have right.
When you opened the cover, there was a lot of spots, but from the outside, you couldn't tell there was any water damage.
When I got it, I thought it was like an 8.5. It ended up coming back as 6.5.
Yeah, I think it was a 6.5.
I mean, they crushed it. They do not like staining at CGC.
No.
That's for sure. This book is beautiful, though.
Yeah, nice book. I'm thinking it's a 7.5, just a hair under a VF.
Yeah.
A little bit of spine stress.
Yeah, I could see that.
7.5.
Perfect. This is a beautiful book.
Is that a white pages? That one's a very nice bright color.
Off-white.
Off-white. It's a nice clean cover.
But all of these books are real nice. There's no chipping or anything on them. Any of that marble chipping. It's just non-existent. Beautiful book. Here's a nice X-Men. It's the Juggernaut.
So this one came out of the Lake Effect collection. Another Lake Effect book. First appearance of the Juggernaut. X-Men #12.
5.0. I think maybe a little better.
Yeah, I called it a 5.0. Nice, solid, clean book. It's a 5.0.
Dead on. Look at that. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a crink over here in this corner. Just didn't come out. Super red covers, though. Look at that. Isn't it pretty?
And you can't have
This is
a submission without having an X-Men 101.
nice bronze book. This is real nice.
Now, funny thing is this copy I thought was the nicest of the 4 copies that I had. So the last submission that we had, those I felt were lower grade, like 6 to 7.0, and I think we got a 9.0 and a 7.5 and an 8.0.
The miswrap?
Not as bad as the other book.
No, that one was horrible.
That had half a foot of miswrap on it.
So this is a 9.0.
And I give up on grading these X-Men 101s now. They're all over the place. 8.5.
Pretty
close
good.
enough.
No, you're right though. This book does not do well.
If I pulled that 9.0 out last submission we
Yeah,
had,
I tell you, if you see a 9.8
that
out
looks
there,
better.
grab it because I can't tell you, I haven't seen that many 9.8s of this.
Yeah.
They just, I don't know if they exist. This book, for whatever reason, gets roughed up real easy. It's a fun book. I think in a lot of your collections, you had, I think, a bunch of them that last time.
I had a bunch of them. That copy right there came from the Lake Effect collection.
3.5.
Another one, and speaking of a bunch of them, I tend to have.
So this one's major flaw is color breaking. It's at least a 5-inch across this whole corner, and then a bunch down in this bottom corner. So Mike's guessing a 3.5 on this. I think it's probably right. 4.0?
Oh, 4.0.
Nice. A little bit of bump. Good covers though.
Nice.
Other than that defect, it's a beautiful looking book. And he's got another one. This one's a little bit nicer.
What did I call that grade?
Call this one a 4.
4.0? Okay.
So it
Got a big corner crease.
Maybe a 4.5, but probably a 4.0.
4.0?
Yeah.
Right on. Okay, icing on the cake, and we got a third copy, because you never have more than enough of these here. Got like about 10 copies of this book now.
And this one also 4.0.
Yep. 5.0.
5.
Okay, it's trending upwards.
Well, it doesn't have that big crease down the side of it.
No. It does have the pen stamp on. This was a UK book, so it's got a big black. If you don't mind those things, I don't know. I kind of like the US date stamps.
I don't, you know what I'm not noticing? I don't mind stamps. I don't like handwriting. So I don't like arrival dates.
Yeah.
I don't like kids' names.
Sure.
But stamps, I don't mind so much. I prefer when the stamp's on the back, but it's not bad. Nice Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider number 1.
And when one is not enough, got 2.
This is real nice. Excellent centering.
Which one do you think is better out of the 2? Or do you want to buy them both from me?
I'd say the second one's better. This one's better.
Okay, let's see. I think I called them both 8.0s.
You called this one an 8.0, and the one I thought was better, yeah, you called them both 8.0s. So let's see where we are. I think this one is an 8.0.
7.5.
You know, it is. It's just there's a little bit of wear around the staple, so they marked it down for that probably. And this corner is a little soft. This one's definitely an 8.0, maybe higher.
Well, let's see.
I think it's an 8.5.
Nah, 8.0. 8.0.
Oh, you nailed
I win it.
They're both nice. The more I collect, the less I care so much about that high grade. Now, if you're for resale, obviously you want the highest grade you can get, but...
Is this right? Okay, yeah, number 16. First appearance of Star Sapphire.
In a sassy new spring outfit.
It's a jumper.
Yeah. It's horrible. All right, and this one is a 7.0, according to Mike. Let's see how he did.
6.5.
All right, not bad.
I'm walking the line today on these grades.
Yeah. It's a really nice 6.5, I'll tell you that. There's no major anything on it. Just must be accumulation of small defects.
And continuing with the Green Lantern theme.
Everyone's favorite lantern. Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner.
This is kind of pre-bowl cut, though. That 90s.
Oh, God, this haircut was
bowl
horrible.
cut was the worst thing ever. So this one's a 7.5 according to Mike. Let's see how he did. Bang.
7.0. Close again.
This is a 7.5.
I might have gotten those reversed, but...
Yeah, let's see.
6.5. I'm going to check the notes on that one. That one's too close.
This one's a lot nice. That's
They
a really nice 6.5.
Yeah, I probably got those notes reversed on that then. Okay, last 2.
Oh, is this where we both had the same book?
Yep.
We
both
each have a
the
Forever
same
People
book.
1.
Let me look. Okay, this is...
I think the only difference is mine had a date stamp on it.
Yep, yours has a date stamp, so that's yours.
I think Mike's is a little nicer. His book's it's a little whiter, and I think his corners are sharper, so I think you're going to knock me at least by a half a grade. But we'll see.
There's your copy with that defective date stamp on the front cover.
Killer date stamp right in the front. Still one of my favorite covers. It's just so silly.
Yeah, I think mine's a little bit whiter.
Yeah, it definitely is. You can see this, the whiteness of it. And I'd say it's not that this has blunted corners, but if you look at comparison, these are sharp. So you say 9.0, I think you're all of a 9.0.
Yeah, I think both of these, to me, look to be 9.0s.
I think I'm going to get an 8.0. I think they're going to beat me up.
Think you're going to win?
No.
Okay, on the count of 3, we're going to draw. Ready? 1, 2. Oh, 7. And 8. Oh, you won that time.
You got a 7?
You know what it is?
There must be something.
That upper staple right there.
Wow.
That's recessed.
Oh, it is. So
Yeah.
they must think it's going to pop. It's or maybe it did. This one is too a little bit.
Yeah, that top staple is because it's a recessed staple.
Well, I thought I got an 8.
So
that's when I bought it.
But again, I have white pages.
Yeah, I don't. I have off-white to white. But again, I have this date stamp. That's what happened
That's
last time
true.
with the
Yeah, with the Daredevil. Yeah. Okay. So you win this round. It was a tie last time.
You win this round, but I'll be back. Nice. All right. Well, all in all, pretty good. This box
50 books.
got roughed up a little bit. We got a whole bunch more coming back.
Yeah. So I think in 2 more weeks we'll have a value tier order coming in, and then
Hopefully
I think we've got about 18 more orders in the queue.
Yeah. So there'll be lots more. Let me know if you like these. We'll keep doing them. If you watch the whole thing, awesome for you.
Got some stamina.
Yeah, you do. You love watching CGCs. Either way, let me know if you like it. We'll keep doing them. Like Mike said, there's 18 more submissions coming back. So that's all we got for you. So till next time. Anything?
Keep watching.
Keep watching.
We'll keep grading.
We're gonna keep buying and keep grading. Bye.
Bye.